I don't know if these words will come somewhere, if someone will read them centuries later, if the stone will keep them, but writing calms me. Yesterday we woke up with a slight tremor, of those who vibrate the jars of wine but do not disturb anyone. At Pompeii we are used to. Some prayed to volcano, others mocked. I simply dressed, went out to the street, and went to the forum to make my deliveries. If you like what you hear, don't forget to subscribe and give like. Your support is fundamental to keep creating content. Now, let's continue with this story of Pompeii, a place that witnessed a tragic fate. The shops were open. People were talking about business, the gladiators of the next show, the rumors of a visit from the proconsul. Everything seemed normal, but the air, there was something different in the air. A sulfurous, sticky smell. At noon, the sky was darkened, not by clouds, but by something denser, something that came from the mountain. Then we understood, it was not a tremor. Vesuvius had awakened. Shouting, chaos. The streets collapsed in minutes. The ashes began to fall like burning snow. Some tried to flee to the gates of the city. Others returned to their homes to collect belongings. I ran to my mother's, near the temple of Apollo. She prayed. She wouldn't leave her altar. She shouted at me to flee. She cursed me for wanting to save her. I couldn't convince her. It was no longer just ash. Burning stones began to fall. The tiles flew, the walls cracked. A thick cloud formed over us, like a gigantic demon swallowing the city. I took refuge with neighbors in the house of a baker, by the Lupanar. There were 8 of us. We closed doors, windows, covered ourselves with wet blankets, and waited. But nothing could stop what was coming. The ash covered every corner of the city. What did not destroy the fire kept it oblivion. The knocks on the door were of desperate people. We did not open. We were afraid. The ground trembled. The walls creaked like broken bones. The darkness was total. Only the red glow of the volcano, which appeared between cracks and cracks, reminded us that hell was out. Then from the top of the mountain, a tongue of fire and death came down, devouring houses, bodies, and prayers. It was not smoke, nor ashes. It was somewhat denser, faster, as if the breath of the gods fell upon us. A deaf roar, as if Jupiter himself had smashed his lightning upon us. The house trembled. It crumbled part of the ceiling. Someone shouted. One of us died crushed. The last few hours are confusing. I lost track of time. The heat was unbearable, but the fear was even worse. Outside, those who had fled were trapped in a mantle of death. Their bodies were swallowed up by the burning cloud. On the forum, the floor was covered with hugged corpses. Some tried to protect their children. Others covered their faces, as if the horror could be avoided by closing their eyes. I don't know why I'm still alive. I may not be alive anymore. Maybe this I write from an existence that is no longer. But I feel that I must make a record. Pompeii is dead. His temples, his hot springs, his laughter, his frescoes full of gods and lovers, everything has been buried. And we with her. There will be no more banquets, no more bets on the amphitheater. Between ruins and ashes, the streets of Pompeii keep the memory of thousands of truncated lives. They say that what is buried can be found. If you ever return, unknown reader, and walk through these ash-covered streets, think of us. We were not so different. We loved, we argued, we dreamed, and we never imagined that a mountain would be our tomb. What for me was the last night of my life, for the world was the beginning of a legend. I knew, long after, when someone dug up a house and found a face frozen in horror, a cup still on the table, a dog tied to a chain. We were neither heroes nor gods. We just were people. People who lived. The Vesuvius not only killed Pompeii, he preserved it. As a mockery, as a time capsule. Every brick, every inscription, every charred bread that was left in the oven is our word. This diary, though fictitious, is also. It is our voice, and if it has come to you, that you read it between electric lights and machines that I would not know how to understand, then we did not die at all. Pompeii was not forgotten, and that, somehow, is a victory.